Hey guys, welcome to this video, and in today's video we're going to look at Google Calendar as a management tool. Okay, Google Calendar is used to manage a client's time. Okay, so the client hires you to manage their Google Calendar. What they're actually saying is, I want you to manage my time to make sure that nothing clashes. Okay, and then if the client has like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 appointments in the day, it is your duty to make sure that each appointment he gets there in time, and that he doesn't get to the wrong venue at the right time. Okay, and that all the participants in that meeting are notified on time, and that they don't have any issues remembering the meeting or even navigating their way to the meeting. So you also have to make sure that the client's schedule and the schedule of the people he's going to meet or she's going to meet do not clash. Okay, now how do you do this as a virtual assistant? I'm explaining this so that you, as a new virtual assistant, you understand exactly what the client wants from you. These are your deliverables. Your deliverables will include making sure that the appointment is set correctly, and making sure that everybody, all the participants who are coming to that event, are notified and on time, and making sure that your client gets there on time, and making sure that they don't clash. His activities don't clash. And then when the client hires you, the first thing you are going to do is to navigate your way to Google Calendar. And how do you do it? You first of all navigate your way to Chrome. I'm already on Chrome, right? This is Google Chrome. And when you come here, click this 9 dots here. When you click it, you look for calendar. Where is calendar? And here, this is it. This is calendar. Yes. And then you click this calendar. When you click it, the calendar interface loads. Oh wow, my own calendar is black. Actually, your own can be white. This is just theme. Theme is the color of your screen when you are on an app or a software. Okay, so right now let us look at how to manage a client's calendar and make sure that we don't make any mistake. The first thing you do when you land on your calendar here is to make sure that you are on the right time zone. That is very important, guys. You have to make sure you are on the right time zone. And how do you do that? All right, so look at this place. Look at this place where my mouse is hovering. You can see GMT plus 01. That is West African time. Nigeria is in West African time. London is in a different London is in a different time. US, Canada, Australia, Ghana, India, South Africa, every country has a time zone that they belong to. You must have heard that Nigeria is in WAT, West African time, right? So the first thing you have to do is to make sure that you are in GMT plus 01. If you are watching this from Ghana, make sure that you are in Ghana time zone. If you are watching from Senegal, if you are watching from Egypt, if you are watching from Cameroon, the first thing you do before you start doing anything else is to make sure that you are in the right time zone. And how do you do that? First, navigate your way to this button here, settings. Click it and then click settings. And then you are going to land on this interface. All right, what you actually want to do is to change your time zone. Okay, now go to primary time zone by clicking time zone. It will bring you to what? Primary time zone. And then you click here. This is GMT plus 01. That is correct for me, but you might be watching from a different place. So you click here and then type the name of your country and city where you live in, because in some countries cities have different time zone. Crazy, right? So you can type London, and then you start seeing all the time zones here. London. These are all time zones in London. And then you can type Senegal. Okay, you can see Senegal. So you have to choose the city you are in and then click that city. For me, I am in Lagos, Nigeria. See Lagos, Nigeria here. Okay, so let us go back. That's what you should do first. All right, so now we have to start working. Okay, all these things here, they are going to be populated by event, appointment. Now let me show you what you can be creating. You come here and click this create. So you can create event, you can create task, you can also create appointment schedule. Okay, so those are the things you'll be creating. Today we'll be creating event. So the first thing you do is to come here and create event. Now, when a client hires you, the client can do two things. One, the client can ask you to manage their time from your own calendar. In that case, you come here and you only see your name. This is me. This is my calendar here, and these are the events I've set before. This is a task I set. These are events I've set before. Okay, but if a client gives you access to their own calendar, the calendar will appear here. Okay, alongside your own calendar, and then you can toggle it on or off, and the calendar will appear here. Okay, so that is it. Now we have to start creating events for my client. Now my client has a lot of events for me to create for him, but we are only going to create one for now. So I will teach you everything from that one. Now my client is Oakfield Consult, right? And the name of my boss is Nicholas Brody. Okay. Now Nicholas Brody is a lawyer. He's a senior lawyer, right? He's a consultant. That's why his company is Oakfield Consult. Okay. Now when you want to create event, okay, you come here and create event, and then we're going to have the event title and other settings here. All right, but let me show you something. Now look at, this is my company, this is the company I'm working for, and if you want to set an event, you need a couple of details. Okay, first of all, you need the purpose of the event. What is the purpose of the meeting? Purpose of the event. What is the time of the event? Right? What is the email address of the person that will attend the event? What is the email address of my client? And where is it going to happen? All right, those are the first few details you need to create an event. Okay, so guys, the first thing you need to get from your client are the details of the meeting. Okay, the details of the meeting, and every meeting has similar details, but in some occasions the details might vary. But let me show you. In this case, my client is having a meeting with a person called Mr. Gregory. Mr. Gregory, okay, and they are going to discuss the latest. Okay, let's say to discuss a, a suit, to discuss a suit by an angry customer. All right, so my client is a lawyer and he's going to meet with a client called Mr. Gregory to discuss a suit by an angry customer. All right, so that's what you are going to discuss. Okay, so the key details you want from your client are the purpose of the meeting, the time of the meeting, the attendee email, which is Mr. Gregory in this case, okay, and then the email of your client, so that he can be notified, he can see the meeting in his calendar. All right, and then the venue of the meeting, very important, guys. Are you following? Okay, so now we are going to get this information from our client. We say, what is the purpose of this meeting? Okay, to discuss a suit, right, by an angry customer. The time is 4 p.m. Okay, on which day? 4 p.m. 22nd July, no, June 20, okay, say June 20th, right? And then attendee email is gregory at gmail.com. All right, and then my boss is Nick Brody at gmail.com. Okay, and the venue is the Washington Hotel, the Washington Hotels. Okay, Washington Hotels, Chicago. Okay, and then we are going to get the exact location of this Washington hotel. We will get it from Google. Okay, now these are the information you should get from your client, because if you get this thing wrong, everybody suffers. Everybody, your client will be angry with you, because he's either going to waste his time, waste his money, and miss a very important client, which you don't want. Okay, so let us see how we can set this up in the calendar, so that both of them will get notified 30 minutes before the meeting, 1 day before the meeting, 5 minutes before the meeting, 10 before the meeting. Do you understand? And they can navigate their way to the place, and both of them will not have any other appointment that will clash with this, time. This is very important. So right now, what we are going to do is actually to come back to our calendar and then create. So you click create and then click create event. Okay. So the first thing we are going to do is a title. The title is the purpose of the meeting, the purpose of the task, the purpose of the appointment. What is that? And then we have already identified it as to discuss. All right, to discuss a suit by an angry client. Okay, angry customer. The next one is what? Date. Okay, the next one is date. Look at it. Look at it. Today is Monday, June 8th, 10:30, a.m. in my own time zone. In my own time zone. Do you understand? This is my own time zone. However, we are going to click here now, and then we say this June 20th, right? June 20th, right? June 20th is okay, and then time is Time is 10:30, let's say 10:45 a.m. Okay, between 10:45 a.m. to what, 11:45 a.m., which is 1 hour. Okay, and then please click time zone. Time zone. Okay, time zone. Now this meeting is happening in Chicago. So we are going to go on Google and type, what is the time zone of Chicago? Okay, so this is time zone for Chicago is -5 GMT -5. Okay, the time zone is GMT -5. GMT -5. Okay, time in Chicago. All right, so let us go back to our calendar. Okay, and say GMT -5. Chicago. Chicago. You can see here, Chicago, Illinois, right? GMT minus. So you click it. That is where this thing is happening. Do not forget this, guys. Please, not for any reason forget this, guys. Now that we have, entered the time zone, the next thing to do is to add the location. Now, if this is a virtual meeting, you add Google Meet video conferencing. But this is a physical meeting, so add location. The location is the Hilton the Hilton Chicago. You said it's the Hilton Chicago. See the hotel here, the Hilton Chicago. All right, and this is the address, the Hilton Chicago. All right. Now, you see, this is the place where the meeting is holding. Right. Add description. Right. Can add description or Google Drive attachment. The Google Drive attachment is something that the client can, download, or the guest can also download. So here you add the guest. And this is where you add the email address of the guest, which is Gregory, right, at gmail.com. All right, Gregory at gmail.com. This is not a real email. Okay, and then you can see me. I am the organizer. All right, this is me, the organizer here. Okay, and you also have to add your client's email. So my client is nickbrody at gmail.com. Okay, and then you can also, right, and then click save, and then let me add find time to meet. Click find. Got it. So if you want to find time that is convenient for all the guests that you are adding, you can add up to 1,000 guests. You can add up to 20,000 guests, right? It doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you add all the guests here. So let me add my own email so that I can know whether this thing actually scheduled or not. So let me add one of my emails. Okay, so this is one of my emails, and you can see I am already here. So these are the guests that will be attending. Now, all these guests will receive an email from me when I finish creating this event. Okay, this is very simple. All you have to do is just follow the process. This is the organizer. You as the virtual assistant, okay, this is your name here. You will see organizer here because you're the one setting up this meeting. Okay, now this is the guest. This is your boss, who will also receive the meeting, and this is another guest here. All these people are guests, including your boss. Your boss is a guest because you are the one setting up the meeting. That's why you are the organizer. Every other person, including your boss or your client, is a guest. So you have to add all the guests here. Your boss or your client can give you a list of 20, 30, 50, 100 guests. You have to set this calendar here. Imagine that your boss is having a birthday and is inviting 200 people. He will give you the email address of all those people, and you have to click this create the event here, birthday party of my boss. Okay, Mr. Nick or Mr. Johnson or Mr. This or Mrs. This or Miss This birthday party, so that you send the email, you send this thing now, this link to all of them. When you click save, all of them will get an email. All those 200 people will get an email, and then what's going to happen is that whenever a day or 2-3 days before that day, they get notifications. They get those notifications just to remind them. These people are very, very busy, and if they don't do this, they will forget. Do you understand? So now click save. So look at the venue here. Okay, now we're going to add description. What is the description? To this meeting is to discuss the potential lawsuit by an angry client, by Nick's angry client. If you don't know what to write here, just explain it to ChatGPT and it will put it in a better perspective for you. Or this is enough, okay? If you have any document that your client wants you to share to all the people, let's say for instance that there's a wedding, and of course there's an IV, right? All of you know what the IV is, invitation. Now you can put the invitation here, all right, so that when they receive the email will carry that invitation. All right, here you click here to add that attachment or add that file. Okay, so now I think we are done. Okay, I think we are done. Does not repeat. Okay, does not repeat means, okay, if they receive this email today, will they receive it again on a weekly basis? Do they receive this notification again on monthly or on the third Saturday annually on June? So if this event is happening every day, every week, every third Saturday, every Monday, do you understand? You add it here. But if it is just one time event, this is just a one time event, so click on do not repeat. Okay, if it is an organization, like your boss has an organization and every Monday they have a stand-up meeting, the stand-up meeting involves 20 people, then click every Monday here, every weekday, Monday to Friday, or every Monday or every Saturday. Or if you want to customize it, you can click here to customize it, right? Okay, so I think we are done. Click save. Would you like to send invitation emails to Google Calendar guests? Yes. If you have something that you missed that you want to, edit, go back to editing. If you don't want to send it again, just click don't send. But let us send it. Click send. All right. So now that we have clicked send, I want you to know if you notice anything different in this calendar right now. Did you notice anything different? Tell me, guys, did you notice anything different? All right, so you see 20. This is the date here, Saturday 20 of June. And when you come to my calendar, you see 20th, Saturday 20th, and then you see this here. What time is it, guys? What time is it? 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Okay, 5 p.m. You said to discuss a suite by. So as I clicked it now, you can see it popped up here. It popped up, and then I can even see all the guests that I invited. If I don't like any of them, I will not attend. If I don't want to attend, I can reply and say I am not attending. All right. Going. This is it here. Going. This message says going. If I'm going, I say yes, I'm going. No, I'm not going. Maybe I will go. And then let us say no, I will not go because I don't like the event. And then look at it here. It is being cancelled. You can see it is being cancelled. So that's what the client is going to do. Or let me tell you something. Let's go to my email.